Somebody better call the utility company because there is yet another gaslighting. This fella.
So go watch Under the Desk News. If you're not following them, you definitely should. They provide daily updates, I think like 2-3 times a day of different things and discuss news. Very good source, and I'm stitching that video so you can get the details there. But essentially, Wendy's is now backtracking. Kirk Tanner is essentially backtracking, and it's like, that's not what I said. We're not going to do surge pricing. It appears at this point that media attention and the backlash from consumers and videos made has got them to kind of backtrack on that. We'll still see what happens. And as it's said in that video, we need to hold them to it. But it seems like that was the plan based on how they're wording it. But they got caught, and now they're saying, no, that's not what we said. It got misconstrued. Those aren't the words we used. The information was taken from an earnings call that they put out. So thank God they do earnings calls. I've had the luxury of owning stock at one point in life. And when they do these earnings calls and stuff, if you participate, you get information that may not be publicly available. And so I'm glad that people get to monitor that and put that information out. But we'll see what happens. But this was definitely going to be a tactic. If you just listen to the wording that was used, this was going to be something they were going to drive because they thought it was something they could get away with. I don't think some of these companies realize people are watching. Now, granted, stuff slips through and we don't always see it because we don't get the opportunity to. But thank God this got out. Hopefully this doesn't become a trend. But to remind you guys again, I'm putting this out there not because I love the brand, but companies like McDonald's are looking at pricing, and they are trying to get pricing lower because they realize their consumer base is more than just those who can pay $20, $30 for a meal for one person. They are really trying to capture that back because they do need consumers. At the end of the day, these companies need customers. Without that, they're not able to survive. And I don't think they realize that the low end of the spectrum for food that they create, whether you like fast food or not, it is a cheap source of food that, while it's not the best, sometimes it's all people can get. And other times it's just comfort food. I've lost a lot of weight here since last year. I still have fast food here and there. It is a comfort. It will be, because that is the diet that I've known in America since I have been born. I mean, let's get real here. Most Americans in some shape or form have indulged in fast food either too much or enough that it's become just part of who we are, unfortunately. So it shouldn't go away, but there are better things that can be done in all aspects of fast food, both in terms of the food they use and pricing. So it looks like McDonald's is getting that message. Taco Bell has done wonders in both revamping their menu and changing pricing. Taco Bell still remains a pretty good value. I got a lot of food, and I know a lot of people would be like, what do you mean a lot? But I feel I got a lot of food for the $7 I spent. I'd be glad to review that at any point. Anybody wants to go over it. But if you adjust your diet correctly, fast food can be something you can still indulge in every once in a while, and it can still be extremely filling for what it is, especially when your stomach is not stretched out from overeating. Anyway, not to get off on that tangent, but yeah, it appears that Wendy's has got the message. We'll see how Kirk Tanner does over the next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they do something we've seen in the past where these companies backtrack and then they wait a little bit and silently implement what they're doing, because they're not saying they're not going to implement. They're just saying that's not what they said. And that's one of those things where they use corporate talk and be like, that's not what that means. You don't know what that means, but... So we'll see how this all goes. Anyway, guys, that's the update I have. Definitely go watch Under the Desk News. Great source. Make sure you are following them if you're not. They provide great information. A lot of stuff I talk about, they end up talking about first or after the fact. Either way, it's just kind of a scheduling thing where people make videos when they can. But they are a great source of information. So there you go, guys.